We also need to make sure that we're organizing where the pools go. Whenever he casts Corrupting Gaze, people need to watch for the purple ring underneath them and then bring it to the right. Like after the first area. Because we were running out of a lot of room. Because if you step into purple, you get silenced, so it was making it very hard to deal with everything.
Yeah, please try to make it go straight back in this area, and don't try to circle it around. Someone like circled it around, and it was like you had to run all the way around the boss to get back to it.
Yep, if you're in melee and it targets you, you can kite it in a very small circle. Don't sit there and like run it around in a big line. Like just make a tiny little circle.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. I see the corruption within.
Oof, that move mid-animation scared me for a second.
Beware. I see the corruption within. His gaze falls upon you. Flesh peels away to dare scar perfection.
Keep the pools closer to the right.
Beware.
We got a lot of space over here.
I see the corruption within.
Yeah, try to get more to the left, you guys on the far right there, because
Yeah,
we want to
like,
leave that area open for the end.
Hello.
Beware.
If nothing else, having a little bit more concentrated melee makes it easier for me to help with the healing so that Oketra isn't completely tripling the amount of healing I'm just updating what boss are we on?
Ilganov.
Yeah, we decided to do Emerald Nightmare.
Oh, cool. Oh, I get my achievements from Mountain.
Beware.
So, Ilganoth Reborn, I guess?
Yeah.
Peels away.
Yeah, a large concentration of melee does make the organ phase kind of a pain, though.
But you don't have to spread out the China, just spread out so that your rings aren't overlapping more than one person.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is there's not much room to be able to do
Well-
that and still be able to hit the organ.
Well, once we're on the third organ, we need to have people just dedicated to Bloods because it got to the point where it was overwhelming us last time, so. It shouldn't be an issue once we get to that part.
Beware. I see the corruption within.
Hey, Gig, are you rocking Earth Grab or Earthbind?
Do not know offhand. I don't think I'm using the root.
Beware.
Well, either
So,
one
yeah.
would work if you haven't been dropping them for the Bloods.
You guys don't need to run around the room with the ad. 'Cause now you're
Beware.
almost.
I see the corruption.
Yeah, don't stand in melee if the blood is fixated on you. Because it puts a very quick, nasty dot on you.
Healing
Plus-
dead, spread out, please.
Oh my god. That's just too fast.
Like, is the organ only like available for a certain amount?
No.
Beware.
Yeah, then yeah, just
Yeah,
have to
blood
die.
should be priority. I feel like it.
Well, we had 2 people die from getting hit by the beam because they're behind the tanks. A third person get hit by it twice and almost die. So that sucked there.
We need to move more as a group because we only have the 2 healers, and if people are out of range, like I can't get you, and I need you guys to be closer, or I can't.
Hence the reason why I suggested 2 stack groups, but apparently that's not necessarily listened to.
I don't know if we necessarily need the 2 groups, but we need to just be moving around the room. Like if you're moving away from the beam, I get it, but once you're done, move back to the group, or just keep going clockwise around the boss, because there's people that are out of range like the entire fight, and I can't.
So I've got an idea for the organ phase if people want to stand outside the boss room really quick. So can we place a marker like right. So imagine that this doorway has the organ right here. If we can place a marker like where I'm standing, sauerkraut. Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, this entryway could be the organ. So we could have most of the raid once everybody gets here stacking here on purple or like slightly farther, and then melee or just a little bit farther forward. That way we have all the bloods corralling, and then whenever the corrupted blood comes out, don't worry about your damage on the organ. Just spread out in a circle around. That way the bloods are getting corralled into a smaller area to where everybody can just cleave them down and AoE slow them, AoE stun them, and deal with them that way.
Can't be stunned.
They can't be stunned, just slowed
No.
and snared?
I've been trying the whole time, it doesn't work.
Okay, so they can just be slowed, snared, rooted.
They can be stunned.
No, they
What?
can be
been
stunned.
stunned.
Yeah.
Mine's not a stupid hammer justice, or I don't know.
DR.
Because Quell is definitely hammer justice on me working. No.
I've done it as they come out and I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I've been able to successfully nail them with capacitor to them.
Yeah, so we could just literally stack up on one point during the organs. That way we're not like all over the place and trying to chase ads for people. Because like
You're
that's
saying
what was
outside
happening.
the door?
So imagine that the door is the organ, like the gaping maw thing right here is the organ where it's at in here. We would stack right here, like the ranged mostly, and then the melee would probably be right here for melee range, I would assume. And then whenever the corrupted blood comes out, don't worry about your DPS. Like even if you're melee or whatever, just run back here, like spread out in a circle around. Like we can have a couple melee like up in the organ DPSing it, but if you're melee that's like having to get sucked out into the outer ring, just damage the bloods that are going by you. Like there's always something for you to hit during that last phase. There's going to be a lot of bloods running after people. They'll be running into the cluster, and if you have one running to you, just pop a defensive, like if the damage stacks start getting too high. But you should be able to safely stack like 3 or 4, because like I've just been melee tanking them and like just killing them before I get 2 stacks.
Yeah, the problem is when the corruption thingy goes off, they get stronger. Or the blood.
Yeah,
thing
and
goes
then
off.
once that blood detonation goes off, we all can just stack back up, and if there's still a lot of bloods there, like we can have AoE stuns go off. Like we have a Demon Hunter stun, we have Capacitance Totems, like we have a bunch of stuff that can help AoE them and keep them locked down in a cluster, and then we can just cleave them really fast. Because I know I'm going to be focusing more on bloods because of Echoing Void on my axe. Like, I'm just going to be purely better focusing on AoE in that last phase than I am going to be boss damage.
Who was just talking? I gotta turn your volume up in my thing.
Sauerkraut.
You are now 160%.
Sorry if I'm quiet. I try not to talk loud because I have a deep voice and it's extremely loud if I talk loud.
You are now 200%.
Sorry. But does everybody like want to try the stacking strat on that, and then you just, if you get corrupting blood, you just fan out in a ring around the group?
Sure.
Because that way we don't have people like just running off with oozes and we're having to chase them down, and then it becomes a giant clusterfuck of the corrupting blood going out with a bunch of people spread out, and then we're trying to find a place to stand.
I think as
things
long
like
as
that, if we
the
have-
rings, the hemorrhage, no, not hemorrhage, recurring nightmare. Is that it? No. What is it? Cursed blood? Cursed blood, yeah. As long as those people are spreading away, and if you get fixated, yeah, run towards the organ as opposed to away from the organ.
Yeah, because that way it passes by all the melee. And
It'll
like,
drop.
they can cleave it. Yeah.
And same thing in the Il'gynoth phase too. Like if you have blood, try to run it by the melee, especially in later phases. Take a note where melee is standing.
Just mark up Oketra with like a square or something. He can stacky boy.
If you run it by Sire, if I see an ooze go by me, I will start hitting it, but I'll also AoE slow it as soon as I see it in range of me.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. I see the corruption within. His gaze falls upon you.
It's a very nice melee drawing.
I figure this time I won't try to draw a dick with it. Wait till we're more comfortable with the fight.
No, just wait till we're on phase 4, whenever there's everything everywhere, and you just paint a dick on the group.
Or around the group. Could be a big.
Just make it to where we can't move without getting silenced. So remember, like, stack up where square is after this detonation, and then corrupting bloods just fan out around them.
Thankfully, this doesn't close after we kill it, so
Yeah.
you can get all up in there as much as you want.
Does that seem more manageable for everybody?
I think it will be in the long run.
Beware. I see the corruption within. The soul sees all. The soul sees all. Beware. I see the corruption within. The soul sees all.
I don't think there's a berserk on this fight either, is there?
No, it's just you get overrun by the blobs.
Beware. I see the corruption.
So I'd assume we're going to want to try and save Lust for, like, right after the organ, the final one.
Yeah, that's what I would guess.
Drawing 1/7.
Not this target 7.
Remember to stack up near melee.
You guys need to get out with that.
Stay more to the right until we run out of this room over here, if we can.
Beware. I see the corruption within. Beware. I see the corruption within. The soul sees all. Beware. I see the corruption within.
They're still on me, please do something.
If you don't have it, run to the middle area.
Interrupt.
That was the last one, right? Celeste.
Yeah,
No,
lost.
one more.
Oh, is it? One more?
Oh,
We have the doorway.
No, we're on the final phase.
Yeah, we lost now.
Don't forget about the ad.
Still focus. Still run Bloods by melee.
Beware. I see the corruption within. The soul sees all. Beware. I see the corruption within.
kite and focus, boss.
Ah,
Pain is eternal.
Nicely done. Oops.
His prophecies were meant to drive his victims insane. Now that he's gone, just put them out of your mind.
Nice port.
Contamination sanitized. Anchor deployment initiated.
Yeah, we'll take a few
5
minutes.
second break.
Do what you gotta. I needs coffee. Try to be up where we're gonna pull before you take off, though, if you can.
Which way? Rodden or the dragon?
You take the port and just walk up the ramp.
I would assume we want to do Dark Inquisitor and Vexiana next. Because they're just the ones that are next along the path.
Yeah. Seems that way. And then Rotted and Hive Mind is after that, and then off to N'Zoth.
Yep, Rodden will be our last boss before N'Zoth.
Dooby-doo. Well, if anyone's watching this in the future, thanks. I know it's not entirely entertaining and engaging, but you know, it's a fun time playing this game. I want to kill Nazoth.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I will G kick you.
Do what?
I will do a ready check. See who's back from break.
Wait, did someone say Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
No, somebody said something else.
Enchanted and ready to go, motherfucker.
Oh darn, I was about to link my inflatable Blessed, or my inflatable Thunder Fury, but I don't have. Hey, you can transmog that now, you know that, right, Funky?
Yes, I can transmog my bow to look like Thunder Fury.
Yeah. You'll just throw Thunder Fury at them.
Alright, let's CC the healer and kill the rest of the stuff.
bow?
No, Thoradol is a touchy subject.
Then I won't.
I may or may not have 3 in my Warriors bank.
I'm guessing by touchy subject mean you've never even seen one, let alone touched it.
No, when it was relevant, we didn't get one for like 2.5 months, and I was just like, I'm tired of this shit. I need a break. Sunwell is just not fun well, and
Then it started
yeah.
dropping like candy as soon as
no,
it
it literally dropped the next raid, and the shitty hunter, the only other hunter, got it, and I was pissed off. And I haven't seen one since being insanely leveled and being able to do it in a few minutes.
Well, on the plus side, at least it happened that way, and you weren't in the raid, and they decided to give it to a rogue the first time it dropped it.
Yeah.
I forget.
No,
was that Method who did that?
I don't
Or was that Death and Taxes back then?
I was gonna say I didn't think Method existed yet.
Well, whatever they were, whatever those guys were in before then. A lot of them were like in Death and Taxes or Neelam.
Not Nylum or whatever it was.
All I know is to get my legendary healer mace, I had to guilt trip my
know. Is this guy?
guild.
Hold up. On the
going
left.
back
On
to
the
doing.
left. On your left.
What are you, Captain America?
Yes, actually.
Prove it. Show us your ass.
That's America's ass right there.
All right, I can start transmogging Valinor now. As a melee shaman, that sounds like a great idea.
Oh, nothing like having to eat at Joe's, spinning around your fist while you're beating people with it, right?
I'm just mad I can't use the rogue legendary daggers in combat spec.
Why not?
Because they were actually swords too. You could use them for every spec. So it just makes sense that I would be able to use them on.
Well, no, they were never swords. They were always daggers. It's just that specs back then didn't prefer one weapon over it.
No, the legendary item actually boosted their stats if you were in a sword spec. So they hit like swords when you were combat.
Impudent underling, you will address me as queen.
Yeah, but they were still considered daggers even then.
Yeah.
They may have had a hidden buff on them that like applied when you were in combat, but they were always just daggers.
More likely, Zanesh, Azeroth's champions
Unfortunately.
will be the ones to silence you. Release me. Only I possess the means of defeating N'Zoth.
Yeah, let's trust her.
She does have the Black Blade still, I believe. Because don't you remember Nathanos going off into the water at the beginning of the Najatar patch?
No.
With the blade?
With no explanation or backstory.
Yep. Just, like, I would assume he took it straight to Ashara.
Only they could have told us that in the game somehow.
Quite you with your logic.
Well, he did get some fishy fellatio out of it.
Fishy fellatio?
I don't know. I don't think Nathaniel would take any set of lips other than Sylvanas'.
What are you talking about? He would be performing it to Sylvanas.
Yes, but he wouldn't want anybody but Sylvanas' lips if he had the option.
You think Sylvanas gives it up? No.
Oh no, of course not. But she's more
No,
than
she
willing to
takes
string
it.
him along.
She takes it instead.
Yeah, she pegs his ass.
I mean, she is undead, and you know, undead could probably like graft body parts from other people onto them. Just saying.
Who's ready to play some soccer?
Oh, is that this fight?
Yep. Do people get the debuff on normal to where they can't do it again for like
I
3
thought
minutes?
that was just Mythic, wasn't it?
Well, on Mythic they get it permanently. On Heroic they get it for like 3 minutes.
So we need to put them into the portals? Or...
So basically, we have to keep it from hitting the edge, hitting Ashara, or hitting any of, and everyone else has to get out of the way that if they aren't void woken, and we have to bounce it till it goes into the portal.
Okay then.
And I also can't hit the random pillars that might pop up. But I don't believe it's random for the choice. I think we can kind of choose who gets to do it.
Yeah.
It's the people who jump in the circles, yeah.
It's just like the Rathian fight.
So we should probably designate some people.
And it does say in normal difficulty, void woken players are afflicted with void touched when the void orb is eliminated. So we are going to have to rotate through some teams.
I'm just upset they call it Void Woken and not Void Woke. Missed opportunity to get the kids into the game, I tell you.
Hell.
They probably only need 2 teams. I would imagine it's not a permanent debuff, or
It's permanent in Mythic. It's like 30 seconds or a minute in normal and Heroic, I believe.
how often do we have to do it?
Like every 2 to 3 minutes.
So we may only need 1 team then.
Probably 2, I'd say.
Let's prepare 2, and then we'll see how long the debuff lasts, and then go from there.
Sure.
More people have to learn how to do it anyway for
I guess
higher difficulty.
I'll volunteer for one of the teams.
I don't mind doing it as well.
I mean, the Demon Hunters are definitely going to do it. High mobility, yeah. You have no choice in not doing it. I would say definitely we want the most high mobility people to do it. In other words, if we had any Death Knights in the group, they would not be going in that region.
Oh, 3 people. So first team will be Astraeus, Gig, and Dev. Team 2 will be 7, Sire, and Quell. Wait, not Quell, Psychotics. Warriors are more mobile than fucking paladins.
Maybe
we
make
still
a
using
raid
the
note?
notes? Yeah, I was about to say that.
I don't know how. What's the slash for that?
/RT gets you into the main Exorcist raid tools, and then you can set the notes from there.
Okay, so unlike Death Knights who are in a wheelchair, Paladins are just walking around with a cane and a limp like House.
Except for when they put on their roller skates.
There's also going to be like a little safety dance. Slices of pie will be covered in crap, and there'll be safe spots. It's going to do 3 different ones. The first 2 kind of alternate, but the third one you may have to run for it, because there might be like 2 next to each other that are covered in crap. You have to run to the third one.
So there's the groups, and me and Quell will act as backup. So if for whatever reason you can't get to it, just let us know and we'll fill in.
And probably call out name can't make it, so that way in the big old confusion, don't have to try to figure out voices.
Yeah. I don't know what the ritual looks like, but it'll probably be pretty evident. I'm also going to put clear markers, and I'll put a skull marker there so people can easily see where they're putting their balls. Everybody ready?
It's like 3 eyeball circles. Like, what was that other fight? The second to last boss in Eternal Palace.
Oh, yeah, it's like eyeballs on the ground.
Yep.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Outcry the screams from your flesh.
Is it just her, though? Aside from the orb thingy? No, like,
Yeah, Azara just stays in the middle.
She's where the
She'll throw beams, so we're gonna want to stack.
Beware.
And we run away from those.
I guess it doesn't knock back.
Yeah, I thought it did.
Void Ritual in 10, it looks like.
Yeah, group 1, get ready. 5 seconds.
4, 3.
I have no idea where those spawn. I'm guessing all over.
Right there.
Oh.
One of them's in
the middle.
Ashara. We missed 2
got
of them. Alright, you're soloing the ball. It's over here.
Ah, there's the portal.
And there's your goal.
It knocks back C, but only like the shortest.
Okay.
Maybe 10 yards.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Chevrons.
7 locked.
So how is soccer with no pylons?
Is really slow.
Go ahead and lust.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, it knocked me back that time.
So team 2, Warriors in 7, up in 7 seconds.
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Get in those eyes. Warriors in 7. Still 1.
Also,
Still 1.
Also, I did not have a debuff by the time that came up. So on normal, we can have 1 group.
Okay.
Actually, I don't even think I don't even think I had a debuff at all.
Congratulations on knocking it directly into her.
Beware.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you were gonna
Chevrons.
jump like right into it and then knock it that direction, otherwise I would reposition farther over.
I was expecting you to go the other way, like the opposite side.
There is voice chat, guys. Talk.
Yeah, when you touch it, it will go whatever direction you are facing, not whatever direction you touch it from.
No, it
And-
goes whichever way it bounces off of your circle. Because if it went the way that I was facing, it would have gone the right way.
3,
That's what
2,
Journal says
1.
it goes the way you're
Beware.
facing. so-
Chevrons. Strayus, Gig, and Dev, you guys are up next in 10 seconds. Getting those eyeballs.
It's just single phase on the boss here.
4,
Looks like.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
2, 1.
So I'll take the one closest to Ashar.
I got in one and somebody still didn't get in one. You guys got to get in those circles.
I asked because we did 25 mil on opening. So this will probably be pretty close to plus. How boring.
You know, rather than chase it, you guys could set up, you know, kind of a relay system.
It's good.
4.
It's good.
I mean, it
it's
doesn't
good.
move. It does not move fast enough
Chevrons.
for that to matter in normal.
Habits forming? That's the only reason why I suggest.
Yeah.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Gives me strength, might. You are mine to torment.
It seems like even if it was moving at like twice the speed, I could still do it solo. But in higher difficulties, it'll end up having those pillars that
4,
might pop up. So I would
3,
imagine
2.
we don't want to get too
1.
far ahead of each other trying to relay it, because I have no idea if like one's gonna pop up randomly while it's moving.
Man, they better have a lot of stuff on heroic. Make that harder.
I don't think the pillars pop up while it's going. They pop up right before it comes up.
Oh, then that won't add any difficulty, really.
We fulfilled our end of the bargain, Ajara.
Ooh.
Mind your tone, whelpling. A queen keeps her
I wonder how
promises.
good that is for me.
Listen closely, as
I just got
went
another
over
echoing
this
void.
Can I get the
For
res?
all his bluster,
Nope.
Nazoth was ever the weakest of his kin. No vestige of their power yet remains that can be turned against him. I would have driven this blade into his foul heart myself, had you not disrupted my plans.
Blah, blah, blah.
No matter. Xalatath is yours, mortals. Strike true. Should your first blow fail, you will not survive to attempt another. Now go and do
Gimme.
what you will. I tire of intermediaries and heralds. The true throne of power beckons, and I intend to claim it.
Ajara has a fondness for games. I will examine this dagger for signs of treachery. But
For
now,
science. Sure, that's not going to bite us in the ass later. No, I want to push the button.
Gather, servants of the void. It is time to receive my gift. Those who are worthy shall be remade through its power.
New anchor point detected. Recommendation: terminate void disruption.
If Vexiona and her dragon flight wish to be cast into darkness, then let us help them on their way.
I look forward to reuniting you with your father.
I enjoyed getting stunned right after again.
So it looks like a two-phase fight, one being an ad phase kind of thing, and there's corruption that we have to cleanse.
I think the ads are both in both phases. Sorry, quasi 3-phase, because there's ground, air, and then 40% health.
It looks like the 40% is basically just the ramping, you know, soften rate.
Beware.
On the plus side, that's what the Ascendants look like.
Beware. Beware.
Okay, and when they create a new spell effect, they use the shit out of it.
Yeah. You say that now. We get to use that during the fight.
Watch this.
Beware.
You can annihilate the raid too, by the way. Just saying.
Beware.
So it
Kinda
does
like
look
that?
Yeah. So while she's flying, she does like put a debuff on random people, and that debuff does leave behind a pool.
Don't pull the boss.
Do it, you cowards.
So I don't know if you know this or not, but you have a huge flaccid penis hanging off the back of your head.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It's floppy.
It even spins whenever I...
I would just like to say, if that's what it looks like, you probably need to go to the doctor. They are usually not that needly looking.
He might be a cat.
Well, that would be like spiny. It's usually more like a baby arms holding an apple.
If it has an apple, and in comparison the shaft as a baby arm, you need to see the doctor. That's called the bullhead clap. I don't want to tell you the treatment. It's very scary, but you should look it up.
Yeah. Try not to obliterate the raid. Point that shit outside. Away from people.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a loose stack in general, just try to prevent explosions. Oketra, do you want to hang toward the left or the right?
It doesn't matter.
And it does look like we do have to kind of rotate that void orb thing, because it also clears our void corruption when we use an island. Which that's kind of like a stacking debuff we get throughout the fight, it looks like.
Yeah, and when you kill the Ascendants, it'll drop a thing to clear your stacks.
Yeah. Well, the thing it drops is also what allows you to use Annihilation.
Yeah.
Which does damage. Doesn't say it affects the dragon, it just says players and cultists.
Yeah. He summons cultists, a bunch of them, and he'll turn one of them into an Ascendant.
Does Vixiana, like, take damage from cultists dying? Because that's...
I think she only does the cultists when she's in the air. But if we have, let's say that skull, it's under Vexiona right now. We'll have that as sort of the marker for the tanks to group up the ads, and then people can blast them with the void beam thingy.
Well, the only reason, part of the reason I was bringing up the damage thing is because Vixiona has like way more health than the bosses before, and not on top of that we have a bunch of ads. So I'm wondering if the beam works on Vixiana too.
I believe it does.
Because it seems like you have it constantly using that to get like, because it stacks up to 20 and does 25% more damage per stack. I feel like that's the only way we're going to be able to like get Vixiana down, considering the amount of health Vixiana has plus all the ads.
As a note, after raid, I'm going to do something for science for the raid. I bonus rolled those, and since I have a tier 3 on my axe, I'm going to put both of them on and see if I either like get increased proc rate or like 2 separate procs.
I would imagine, yeah, that is a good
yeah, like because they're both 2 different ranks. Like the gloves are rank 2, and the axe is tier 3. So like, I'm wondering if I'll just get 2 separate instances of echoing void on me. But I'm gonna try it out on the dummy after raid, because I kind of don't want to rock over like 50 corruption right now. I wonder how high I can put my corruption. One moment.
Everybody's ready. I think we'll
151 corruption if I put everything on.
Start with the void.
Oh, it looks like the tanks are the only ones who actually need to be picking up the orbs, ideally.
Yeah, we're gonna get really high stacks of corruption because of the breath.
Yeah, it says the main aspect is that the tanks, ideally no one else, are debuffed by void corruption.
Hey, Noof. What is up?
And that's the breath attack, right?
I don't know.
Primarily.
I'm guessing it's like whatever.
It's the breath until the final phase. Then the final phase, she just AoE does it. And then it's just a DPS race to kill her before we get too many stacks and die. Because unlike the first phases, we won't have access to the Void Ascendants to give the tanks Annihilation to remove their stacks and stuff.
Five, 4.
Yeah, I guess we just
Two,
DPS will just focus on Vexiona for the most part during phase 1, but also kill the we probably.
I'll be cleaving hard onto her. Or onto it.
Yeah, one breath gave me 5 stacks.
Yeah, but it seems like it only adds like 3k per stack.
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Gateway.
How many stacks do you think are like over the top?
The ad tank is going to want to grab those
Sure.
cultists off the main tank so that we can cleave them. Because we can't get in the way of the breath.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, the orb is down. It might be time for Z to grab it, I'm
Yeah, I
guessing.
should probably switch.
3 seconds.
These encroaching shadows, we want to get them as far away, by the way. As far away as possible.
Beware.
Jump for breath. Middle,
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 get
middle.
on.
Oh yeah, also no one wants to be in front of Z when she uses Annihilation, so when she calls out for it,
It's gonna wait till the boss is back.
Far, far.
But not.
I don't think you can. I think you pretty much... From what I'm reading, it looks like you actually can't use it on the boss.
Middle again.
Actually, let's hurry up and kill this ad and test it. See if it puts the stacks on the ball.
Grab
never
the one
mind.
from where I died.
3, 2, 1.
Nope, I died. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because I'm looking, it says you want to just kill the ads with Annihilation. It doesn't say anything about using it on Vexiona.
Where did the
It
ads
just
spawn? I didn't even see them come.
Portals.
So, also, I would like to rescind my statement about having the off tank pull the ads, because we can just leave the little ads on the tank that's tanking the boss, and then as soon as they ad switch after the big guy's dead, the tank that's grabbing the buff will have the little guys still on them whenever they move.
And then nuke them themselves, yeah.
Right, that works.
Because they spawned over by Vexiona's head, right? Like they just went straight to you.
Yeah, well, it was probably
misread.
random though, but that is where they spawn that.
The portal is randomly in the room, but they went to her because I misdirected to her.
Okay, then that would work. Because
That's why I couldn't get aggro.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably just misdirect to whichever tank.
To the left.
I guess we want them on based off of the phase. Because we can't really do a
was
specific one.
I would chill with music, but you're playing WoW, and I wanted to see.
Oh,
a
we've
raid
got
and
2
stuff.
hunters.
This is
Each
the new
hunter
raid.
can have a
Just came out.
specific tank that they misdirect to.
I guess it's kind of dependent on the health of the ad when we're about to switch.
Yeah. Because if the big ad's about to die, there's no reason to misdirect him to the ad tank.
Now, cha-cha, y'all.
So does it seem 15 or 20 stacks seem to be where y'all want to switch? Which do you think would be better?
Well, switch just after the Void Ascendant dies.
Can we put a marker in middle, a marker over by the staircase, so that we can call like which region to go to based off of? Because I'll be watching her like flying from the sides, and I can just call out a marker. to
Oh
move
yeah.
to.
Also, we want to use the buddy system during phase 3. I actually don't know if that's in normal or not, though. Yes, it is. Basically, during phase 3, we want to use the buddy system, be at least near one friendly player. Otherwise, we have 100% less haste.
Good old red, white, and blue.
America. I heard Vexiana needed some liberty.
Does Devin require some sort of resurrection?
Already rezzed
Oh,
once.
she's currently dealing with something. I just looked over.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I don't think the orb. I don't think the orbit drops despawns, so we can kill the Void Ascendant right off the.
Yeah, when the Ascendants come up, I believe we should be focusing them and cleaving off onto the boss, but once it dies, then yeah, just lay into the boss as much as you can.
Alright.
Goddamn demon spawn. The phase 1 positioning was really good, though. Having them ass to ass like that.
Who fought back the scourge? What chance you taken?
Try, when you get the stuff that drops the pools, try to bring them to the sides, not in the middle here.
Yeah, they're supposed to be out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere if you can, because they are permanent.
Like, we're going to be fighting in the middle, where the marks are, and the boss is, and moving in the middle, so if you can bring them out to the left and right, respectively, just away.
Yeah, and while you have it, it does do damage to you and everyone around you. But during phase 3, you want to wait to the last second to run it out to drop the pool away from the group. It basically says you got to eat that damage with the group, because otherwise, if that person runs away, there's a chance they may be feared during that hard ability.
Well, we just need to, like, have somebody call out, I'll run with them. Like, that, like, they just need to, somebody needs to volunteer and, like, call out that they can run with them. Because that way they won't get feared.
But the fear only happens when she does the Heart of Darkness.
Yeah.
So basically, we should all be running as a group anyways during the 3rd phase.
Yeah, and if we're not 6 yards during phase 3, we start getting stacks of whatever the hell debuff the tanks get at an increased rate.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How dare you defile this temple? I will your spirit
Beware.
Gateway's open.
I guess we could switch after this breath.
Yeah. Tank switch. Shadows out.
7 out.
You are unworthy to hold such power.
Because that does AoE damage while you have it.
2, 1.
New portal.
All right, using it.
Kill the Ascendant.
Beware.
Middle, white.
Beware.
Are you calling you out bad or good?
Where she is.
Move to white.
Beware.
Move to red.
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Portal's open.
Don't focus the ritualist. We need it to turn into a ascend.
Tank's dead.
Repair mount going up.
I have many wares.
So that big bada boom was just the tank getting 10 stacks, right?
Or no, I think it was from him dying.
Yeah, because it does. So the way that the debuff works is it does pretty low damage whenever it expires, but it does 90% of the tank's missing health when it expires. So if they die during it, it's gonna hit us for a lot.
Only 600k.
So it's basically like a healer just spam heals them and keeps them topped up during that, like as much as they can, so that we only take like maybe like 2% of their health.
We want to AoE them down though. New.
No, the opposite. You want them to be low. It's 70% of their missing health.
Is dealt to the raid.
Yeah, you need to be topped up.
We want them higher health.
Never mind.
I was like,
Yeah, I was reading that backwards.
I was like, are you trying to kill us?
But I got tar traps and I got.
But that's only the
frost
despair
traps.
ability. That's separate from the void
freezing trap.
corruption.
Correct. That's the actual like tank debuff, not the tank swap mechanic.
Has that noise always been there when the food gets dropped?
No, it was added
No,
a
I
couple,
think it's a new. Yeah.
couple things ago. Content updates.
4, 3, 2, 1.
How dare you defile this temple? Your spirit shatters!
Beware. Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Portal.
Come to me!
I should probably switch.
Tear your soul to shreds! You are unworthy to hold such power!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Portal.
Your master calls! Show these unbelievers our true
Using the beam.
Beware. Beware.
She's going
Move to
mid,
right.
white. Get out of the middle.
Beware. Beware.
Go
Move
mid.
white.
Go mid.
Beware.
So how we go from 2 to none on people calling there?
4, 3, 2, 1.
I thought she was landing. I thought she only did it 3 times.
That was the third one.
Ugh.
I got 10 stacks. Wait.
There's a orb up by your head.
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't kill the ritualist.
Portal.
Your spirit shatters!
I should probably switch.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Servants of the void, come to me!
Oh, can you get Cooley up?
Faithful servant,
Yeah, I can't pop because I'm in the middle of a fucking void area.
I didn't even remember that we had fucking battle roses. She's going
It's
mid.
just me.
She's going mid. She's going mid.
Beware. Beware.
She's going red. She's going red.
Beware.
She's going mid white. She's going white.
There's too many ads.
Beware. Beware. Beware.
It's pretty high damage output for 2 healers, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it ramps up over time.
want to call out 2 different colors. Calling one is easier.
Because the first time when we lost the first 2 people, I didn't hear anything for a call. I just had to look up to see where it was. Then the next one, it was just delayed call out, so people got
And
melted.
then the first one you said where to go, and then the second one you said where not to go. So it's a little confusing.
And I DC'd.
I'm marksman, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta head out for a bit.
You quit your jibber jabbering and get the fuck out of here.
Alright, while we're waiting to pull, PSA for the people that didn't do their dailies yet today, make sure that you do them, because they massively increase the amount of coalescing visions we're getting. We're getting 3,250 a day now, up from 1,400. Dailies now give 250 each, and the mini vision gives 1,500.
Sorry about that. The police showed up, and I was like, "What the hell is that noise?" They know police never come to my house. Apparently, one of my son's friends ran away from home a few hours ago, so they were looking for him. Thank you for the res.
No, I'll be calling where she is going to be breathing. We got it this time.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How dare you defile this temple? You are hopelessly outmatched. I will tear your soul to
Beware. Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Portal behind her.
2, 1.
Next portal.
Using the beam.
Beware. Beware.
She's going mid. White.
Beware. Beware.
She's going red.
Beware. Beware.
She's going mid again. She's landing.
I'll take one more breath, see.
Okay, and then there's an orb here for you.
4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1.
Using the beam.
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
She's going mid. White.
Beware. Beware.
She's going red.
Beware. Beware.
She's going white.
I feel like she goes where most of the raid is.
She does.
She's landing. Don't be by tank markers.
3, 2,
Gateway.
Callie, you might want to move. Yeah.
When are we lusting?
Let's do it now.
Phase 3.
Or yeah, 40%.
Using the beam.
Beware.
Lust now.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Lust.
Coolly.
Blood. Thank you.
Sorry, had to get a fucking cooldown.
Tawny.
4, 3, 2.
We don't get an orb now, right?
Get it with shadows.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Well, bubble doesn't reset stack.
Four,
I'm at 24, so we'll just have to try to. I don't know.
one.
Magic.
Is not my destiny.
Void corruption eradicated. Initiating anchor materialization.
Hooray!
Vexiona would see all dragons kneel before Lizoth.
Well done, champions. Each anchor brings us closer to unleashing the power of the Forge against Nazoth.
My repair bills are almost as much as a classic epic.
Hmm?
Many deals for a friend of the Grummel like you.
Is there trash drops? Behind it.
Close. I think that's the closest we ever got to killing it.
Beware.
Cutters.
the point of the cutters if they don't do any damage?
They do damage, just not a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't hurt that I've got an absorb shield that goes out.
We'll come in here on Mythic and they'll like one-shot people.
Yeah.
They will be Cinder Ghost cutters.
Yay, 200 mementos.
You place these anchors, the sooner we bring down the Zoth.
Great stun. So they have to be tanked next to each other.
Nope.
Except for when they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're two
What?
separate phases.
Okay, when Takris is in control.
Within 20 yards.
Well, Tekris, they need to be tanked within 20 yards from each other, and when Kazir is in control, you have to tank them more than 20 yards away from each other. They do things, they put stuff down, and there's ads, so kill ads. We got 9 minutes, so yeah.
It's pretty much you see purple
Let's get a
swirly
taste.
underneath you, get out of it. If you see an ad get really, really big, kill it.
And if you start resonating, get away from people.
Dodge roly-polies during the spread phase. Like whenever the bosses have to be separated, dodge roly-polies.
So Tekris has Hive Mind in the beginning, and we can stack them on top of each other. So I don't know if you want to
Yes.
hero then, or wait till the next time we stack.
Let's do it off the bat.
Are we opening or closing with Bloodlust?
We'll start with it. Just get a taste of this boss.
We also have to kill them really close to each other, and they do not share a health
That's fair.
pool.
Okay.
So, which one are we starting on?
The big one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
You have to kill them together, and they don't share health, so both of them. More in Kazir.
Oh yeah, so we can just cleave down the ads in this phase, but in the split phase, whenever they reach 20% health, they start healing steadily, so we actually have to focus them down and finish off the ads.
little more in Kazir.
Beware.
Dodge roly polies.
Splitting up. And 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They're too close still.
I don't know how much
The
farther
room's
apart.
not big enough. Yeah.
Or did they? No, Takir's still in the hive mind.
What?
So
No,
stack
it said it was switching.
Now it's switched.
Now it's switching.
What the? Stupid DBM.
Beware.
Hard mode engaged, that's all.
Kazir is still way ahead. Or behind, I guess.
Ranged got to kill the flappy ads because they're just flying all over the place.
Beware.
Just keep MDing him to one of us.
Trying, they don't like MD though.
Oh.
The ads don't have an aggro table unless they get big.
Alright, Tekris is falling behind now.
I would assume melee will switch based off of like which one's the hive mind.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Dodge roly polies.
Beware.
Stack them.
More on Tekris.
Second pot to be on, yeah.
We got to single target these flappy ads down, the ones that are going green because they're still healing.
Beware.
Dodge.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ignore the ads. Easy peasy.
I'm gonna be honest, that fight seemed way harder on paper.
They always do. So that's what we're gonna call it tonight. Good job, especially on that last push, because yeah, that was pretty quick. If anybody, optional night, but if anybody wants to come around on Sunday evening, regular raid time, to see what other normal bosses we can quickly dispatch on Sunday before reset, show up. If not, no big deal. You're not obligated to, but I know new content always brings people out in droves. So yeah, be there on Sunday if you can. Okay, Kratoran. Pay attention to the Discord, because if we don't get enough people, then maybe like Monday or something. I don't know. We're not taking things too seriously right out the right now because we want to enjoy the content and we need to refill our roster so that we can eventually get into Mythic and have 20 people.
And
do
I know
that.
we're switching Dev over to healer over this week, so if we have any leather, because she's playing a druid, if we have any leather people that can help with Mythic Plus running this week to funnel her gear, because her druid is now max, she's working on her Azerite stuff, we just want to funnel her through some Mythic Plus. That way we have another healer for the group, because we are at the point in people like 14, 15 where we want 3 healers, right?
Message me on definitely. Message me on Discord and we're also really starved for range when you're doing that stuff, and I can bring like my DK or something.
All right. I know
Demon Hunter, sorry.
She was talking to Kel about being recruiting, like helping with recruitment, because
Yeah,
she's
for sure.
done recruiting in previous Mythic guilds that we've been in. She like managed all of the recruitment in one of them, so like she'll start like as long as she knows what we're looking for, like she can start going on making the posts and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. And normally I'm a little bit more well informed on the fights. Just this week I didn't even know the raid came out this week. I thought it was just like the pre-raid stuff. So hopefully in future and with the heroic mechanics, I'll do my research and I'll be a little bit more prepared. But good job tonight.
Indeed, good job. I'm off. I'll talk to you guys.
Hi, dude. And good night. Anybody left in chat? Thanks for coming out. It was a quick one, but it was fun. I like World of Warcraft. It's a very, very good game. I like it. It's very. It has that long-lasting staying power, as long as you're into MMORPGs, But yeah, I'm gonna sign off for the evening. Yeah, you guys probably know Snow Mexicans is tomorrow, so show up. I'll talk to you then.